Hey, how we doing, guys? It's Sir Tanis again with part 2 of my Let's Play series, Rebirth of the Han Dynasty. So, in between turns, I went ahead and built some watchtowers and built some buildings in some of my cities that I forgot. And I also went ahead and moved this guy as opposed to over there. I moved him here to reinforce that army. And then I also found out that I have I had an army over here under Chang, yeah, and that's the former capital of the Han Dynasty, Luoyang. And at this point, I think it had been the capital for close to 300 years. So that's actually pretty important on my agenda. I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to go ahead and move my capital back there, because Chang'an was kind of where Deng Zhao had moved the capital to be closer to his own territory, which I believe was over here. So I also moved my emperor this way, as opposed to down here, just because I think it's going to kind of be a mess to move in down here, and I think it will be easier movement to come down like that if I decide to go that way. Plus, I think with these guys being so close, I'm going to have to go to war with them pretty soon, and I think they're the northernmost Chinese faction, so that will give us a nice settlement to conquer. Plus there's these guys, Zeiling, so we'll take care of these guys. I plan to get here hopefully before this guy, but I don't think it's gonna work out like that. Yeah, I can't even scoot those guys forward. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and end, or no, do I have sieges ready? Maybe I have sieges ready for you guys. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and play this siege of Jiting. So I will go ahead and see you guys on the battlefield. Alright guys, welcome to the siege of Jiting. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong again. But nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and get this started. Since my guys are quite a ways away, I forgot to move them closer. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. And while I'm doing that, I'm just going to move forward some of my crossbows. I think this is just going to be an all-out charge for the main town center. I don't know if I want to spend a lot of time actually sieging this settlement. And because of time restrictions, I'm going to go ahead and play most of this episode or most of this battle and fast forward. Let's see. Battering ram's already done its work. So, oh, I didn't mean to pause it. Sorry, guys. So these guys, these peasants, I don't even know where these guys are. I'm going to go ahead and move them into the gate. And then all my cav, I'm moving in on those guys. Because while they're running away, they're not going to be paying attention to my cav. Or no, I'm going to have these guys. Hold off. Hold off. Get away from the gate. Get away from the gate. Fast forward it a little bit. Damn it, they're fighting. So, alright, now we're going to form up in here. I'm going to send these peasants down there too to cover the cav. Just in case something like that happens. See, now these guys are turning to fight my cav. And that's a bad situation for my cav. So I'm going to take my generals, move them this way, move all my cav out of the way. Move my archers in there, because I think the Chinese crossbows do really well, actually. I'll move him some professional halberds. I'm going to go ahead and do the fast forward again. Kind of keep us going on time. Fight those peasants. I'm going to move all my cavalry down here. And if you guys can see what I'm doing, I'm just going for a massive flank on these guys. Which not all my cav is obeying. Not all my calves obeying, but we'll see who's listening here in a minute. Alright, so I got the main battle going. My peasant conscripts look like their peasant conscripts. Alright, all my calves in position. I'm going to go for a nice charge on them. So it looks like I'm going to hit them just as they hit the side street. So that will be really nice. Let's watch this from the point of view. Not as good as I hoped, but hopefully I can do something cheeky here. That does not work. Alright, so the plan was to pull through my cav. Because in Rome 2, one of the newer games, you can pull through your cav through infantry blocks. And apparently that's a bad idea in Medieval 2. Because they didn't take any casualties and they ate up my horses. But that takes guys away from the main fight, so that's good. We're going to go ahead and stay and fast forward again. And we're going to go in for another charge, and we're going to see if we get different results because they're kind of facing backwards. So we'll see what happens. We're coming in for the charge, and bam! We didn't kill a lot of them. So once again, the cav trick is not working. So I think I'm going to pull back my cav and just leave the enemy to their own devices. I might leave him and then some other cav back here just as a distraction. And we'll see if we can catch the enemy off guards here in a little bit. So my professional halberds, I'm going to be putting them in a halberd wall. And we're just going to push through these guys. See, now we're just eating through these guys. And then once the enemy commits more troops, which they're not, we could have attacked them. But we might as well see what we can do with this cav. Maybe we can get a play fast. I'm going to leave my general up there. I'm going to get all these guys. Just rip them right through that. Rip them right through that enemy formation. And the plan is going to be to sandwich these guys. Because if they're sandwiched, they shouldn't be too effective. If I see how they're all stretched out like that, I think if I can get my cav in there to hit them while they're stretched out and out of formation, it might be better. But it is the general's unit, so we'll actually see how good. Like these 20 guys that are isolated back here, they won't be able to put up much resistance. But then once this block up here forms back up, they'll be able to form all sorts of stuff. But it looks like I'm just melting them, and I might go for an all-out cavalry push into the center. So it looks like I got that going for me. My infantry is doing fantastic. So luckily for us, that is all my time. So we have killed the enemy warlord, and that means we take the city, only losing 100 men. So I will see you guys on the next episode with the next siege.